What is up, guys? It's Drew. I'm going to do a quick little response video, if you want to call it that, in response to Justin Wong's video where he was running through UMK3, and Shao Kahn surprised him with a wrong direction shoulder charge, or upward charge, or whatever you want to call it. Don't know if it's a shoulder, forearm, or knee that's getting hit there. For those of you that may not be too familiar with the game, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Shao Kahn has two charge moves. One is completely horizontal, that's done on the ground. It's definitely hitting you with the shoulder. The upward charge, it could be the knee, it could be the shoulder, it could be the forearm, it could be all three as hard as he hits you. Regardless, Justin did a teleport with human smoke, and Shao Kahn hit him on the other side of the screen with a backwards charge. Now, like, Ed Boon got tagged in the video, and there's been some interesting responses to it, and I just wanted to show everyone in code why this move does what it does, and the fact that no, Shao Kahn is not programmed to track you wherever you are on the screen. It's a one-time location check, and I'm going to go ahead and get into it now. So I was able to recreate this in MAME. I did it on the other side of the screen, but I was still able to recreate it nonetheless. So what you're seeing here is smoke being off the screen, and logically, if you'll have it, according to the game, he's already on the right side of the screen. I have the game stopped at a breakpoint, which is where Shao Kahn's upward charge routine is going to be checking to see if smoke is on his left or if he's on his right. The A0 register has a value of A0000, and you can see in the program code in the debugger where that value is moved into register A0 prior to this routine running. So I'm going to go ahead and advance the video, and we're going to see this routine that runs. What it's doing here is it's pulling first Smoke's X value on the screen, his X coordinate, and then it's pulling Shao Kahn's X coordinate into the A3 register. And it's going to run a compare. So this is going to set the carry flag, and then we're going to return back to the routine. And here the program says jump absolute check. So so if the carry flag is set, if it passes the check, we're going to go to this item, to this piece of code that's going to do character checks essentially. So here we can see smoke is on the right side of the screen now. And what this little routine is doing here is it's taking a look at the object threads for each character. The first part of the routine is looking at player 1. The second part of the routine is looking at player 2. So the two addresses at the top, it's comparing. It's not going to find it because it's looking to see if Shao Kahn is player 1. Now it's player 2. And it's looking, and it sees that Shao Kahn is player 2. So what this routine is going to do now is it's going to move that value A0000 into the player 2 velocity memory location. This can be done in two different ways, and this is the way it's handling it for this part of the routine in particular. So that velocity A0000 is moving in to player 2, in this case Shao Kahn's velocity location. And we're going to see what happens when this happens, which of course is a backside, backwards, whatever you want to call it, response to Human Smoke's input, where you see he got shoulder charged the wrong way, if you will. And Justin, I totally understand that look. I completely sympathize with it. So now what we're going to see is I was able to trigger the move to happen again, and of course smoke is going to be on the left, which I'll show you how that routine changes its calculation. So again, we're moving smoke's location into A4, and we're moving Shao Kahn's location into A3. So we can see that it's going to be the opposite this time because A3 is less than A4. Or, I'm sorry, A4 is less than A3. So A3 is greater than. So the values are opposite this time. A3 is less than A4. A3 is less than A4. So we're going to clear the carry flag. We're going to clear the flag. And now we're going to do a negative on register A0. So that's going to take the absolute value of A0000, which is positive, and it's just going to move it to the negative side of the absolute value scale, if you want to put it that way. So instead of A0000, it's going to be FFF60000. Any numbers like that that start with FF are negative numbers in the machine code. And now we're going to see where Shao Kahn is going to properly go from right to left. And that is how that move is supposed to work. The reason for it, to wrap it all up, is a one-time x-coordinate check before Shao Kahn gets his upward velocity and he gets his horizontal velocity. In the case of Justin here, he ended up getting some negative velocity and going the wrong way. In my example, Shao Kahn got positive velocity because the screens were flipped, but because of the calculation of where smoke was on the screen, you end up with Shao Kahn going the wrong way. It wasn't Ed Boon being a master troll. I don't know. I mean, he's pretty good at being a troll back then, I'm sure. But it wasn't as if Shao Kahn was tracking Smoke's movement across the x-axis and able to move over to get to him regardless of where he was. It's just a one-time calculation, and Justin got the wrong end of the stick. So that is really all I can say about it. This video was longer than I wanted it to be, as most of them are. But I wanted to track down and show you guys in code exactly how this worked. So thanks for listening. Hope you learned something, and have a good one.